So good morning, everyone. Actually, it's good morning here because I'm in the Philippines. So it's actually 7 a.m. here, but I'm so grateful to be here right now. I'm just going to share my screen. So today we're going to talk about tips and tricks in creating game style boom cards. So just like I mentioned, I'm just to introduce myself, I'm Monica Malmisa. So it's Monica M. I'm the author of Speak and Teach PH. And today I've been a speech and language pathologist for 9 years right now. So I started my boom journey way back 2020. So I first heard of boom during a webinar on teletherapy. So I know that prior the pandemic, I've been doing in-person sessions. So because we've been doing in-person sessions, it's mostly materials, physical materials and all. But because of COVID-19, we were forced to become suddenly teletherapists and all. So that's why during a webinar that I have attended that was around April or March of last year, I heard about boom cards, but I didn't jump on the boom train right away. It took me about a few months for me to just get to know the features itself, just to get the hang around the platform. But actually when I learned about boom cards itself, so it was actually quite fun because it's you can create all sorts of fun things and you can gamify your goals. So it's actually quite nice. So it's actually quite nice also for me to see. I saw the poll earlier. So there are different types of educators right now. So there are those who are speech therapists. So it's actually quite nice for me to know all of that. I would have a series of questions also for you, just for me to get to know the audience. So if it's okay, you can use our chat box here just for me to get to know you also. So first, I saw that more people are newbies, and then the next question would be, are you a creator or are you a seller? When I say you're a creator, you don't sell boom cards, but you intend to sell boom cards maybe in the near future, or are you a seller, you have been selling for a while? So okay, I see. Oh, there are lots of creators and sellers, so it's a big mix of a crowd here. So creator for myself, so neither soon. So trying to become a seller. So many are creators and sellers. So that's great for thank you so much for answering. Those are great information for me to just adjust on how are we going to talk about all of these game style boom cards. Don't worry if if it's too much information right now, or if as you're listening to the webinar you feel that it's going too fast, because this session is going to be recorded, so you can watch at your own pace and another time if you're starting to do your own game style boom card. So just follow along, hopefully, in this webinar, and hopefully just digest all the information as possible, and then you can watch it again soon during your own time. So I'm staying true to our theme today, which is game style, which is about talking about creating boom cards. So I am using all of my presentation is inside the Boom learning platform. So I'm just going to go to the next slide. So here are the contents. So what are you expecting to learn right now? First, we are going to learn about flow magic. Okay. Next, we're going to learn about escape rooms. So how to do escape rooms. Next, we are going to learn about puzzle reveals. So there are different types of puzzle reveals and how are you going to create them. Next, we're going to learn about flashlight games. So the ones that you see wherein it's dark and then you're moving the flashlight around. So we are going to try to recreate that. And then we are going to learn about invisible ink. So I'm not sure if you have seen decks such as that, but I'm going to show you some samples, and then how are you going to recreate these invisible ink games. Lastly, we're going to have some bonus content such as this one. How are you going to make feed me decks, or how are you going to make use of caption pick? How are you going to make use of tabs, just like the ones that you are seeing here right now. So hopefully, again, this might be going too fast. Just let me know, but hopefully you can just follow along So if you have some contents with you, or you have some clip art with you right now, that would be great as well. So you can copy and you can follow along. So, okay, next. So first, let's talk about flow magic. So this is very important for you to create escape rooms or different types, such as puzzle reveal decks. So it's very important for you to take note on these feature of Boom Learning. So this is flow magic. Let's just do find the difference, a quick find the difference style right here, right now. So let's look at these two previews. These are two previews. So the first one is a flow magic deck. So, and then the second one, the second photo below is a non-flow magic deck. So let me know, what are the main differences that you see? Okay, what are the main differences that you see in these two decks? Can you put in your answer on the chat box? What are the differences that you see here? Okay. So I see arrow navigation, the arrow button, you can skip, and then the other you cannot, the side menu. Yeah, you are correct. So here are the main differences when you click, when you make a flow magic deck. So one of the main difference is that for a non-flow magic deck, you have all these navigation buttons on the side. So obviously, the deck that I'm presenting right now is not in flow magic, because I have here skip previews, I have here first, I have here the check for the next one. But for flow magic deck, it's just an overview. So if you're previewing on your own page, so you just see it as it is, just an overview. So, and you need, if you notice, there's an arrow here because you need a navigation tool for you to be able to move to the next slide. So that is one of the main differences, or those are the main differences on how to preview a flow magic deck versus a non-flow magic deck. So let's talk about it more. So here is how you're going to do it on your Boom Studio. So when you make your own decks, so I guess last week we have talked about the basics of the Boom Studio. So now we're looking into the Boom Studio itself. So you click your new deck, you create a new deck, and then you click on the title page at the bottom, the blue title here on the one that says to Flow Magic, then template card, and then these would pop up. So if after these pop up, there are three options actually. First, you can randomize the card. So randomize the card is that you play it differently every time. You have a flow magic deck, and then if you uncheck all of those, you just play the deck as it is, just like this deck right now that I am presenting with you. So this is how it looks like in the Boom Studio. Later, we're going to see more of these. So I'm just going to, okay. So how are we going to do it? Okay, so let's go here. Let's talk about more about flow magic. I guess you can see my screen. So I'm going to click on make deck. So this is what I'm talking about. So let's talk about flow magic first. Okay. So here is how you are going to do flow magic. How are you going to activate flow magic? Okay. So this is your create your own studio. This is your studio. So for you to be able to activate flow magic, you need to click on this blue panel below, and then it's going to show you, actually the default here is that you randomize. So that's the default. But again, just like I mentioned, there are three options when you make your Boom Cards deck. You can randomize, so the cards play differently. You can uncheck it, in which it just play as it is, or you can click the flow magic. If you can see, there is a main difference. As soon as I hit, again, I'm just going to do it again. As soon as you hit your flow magic deck, you have a sign here that says for you to inflow, you must for inflow, every card transition must be specified and cannot be randomized. So, and as soon as I hit it, you would see these option link to. So, and you also see these numbers in which you cannot see numbers and letters, a series of numbers and letters in which you cannot see for a regular deck. Again, just for you to see it. Okay, so I'm gonna unclick it. So when I check on Flow Magic, automatically you would see a link to button, and then you would see a series of numbers and letters. That is your card number actually, and that is important for you to link each part of the deck. So now let's talk about, so we have seen how are you going to activate your Flow Magic. Now let's talk about the buttons. Of course, just like I mentioned, just like what you saw earlier, if you are in Flow Magic, there is no specific navigation tool on the side. So you need to have navigation buttons for you to be able to go to the next part. So you can use a couple of tools, just like this one. You can use your image button. So I already have, just a disclaimer, I'm not going to teach you right now on how to design your own boom card deck, but it's more of how are you going to assemble everything to make your own game style boom cards. So I'm just going to click Flow Magic. So I would choose, so I want it to go to the next page. So I'm going to use this right arrow image. I'm just going to resize it. Okay. So I can use this to link to the next card. I can also use buttons. So where is the button? This is the button option. Then as soon as you hit it, the default is that it sets as the correct answer. Make sure if you're not intending this button to be your correct answer, make sure that this one is unchecked. Because if not, as soon as you hit submit, you would see a notice in which it says you have not found all the correct answers. So make sure this is unchecked. So this is already unchecked. I can replace it with next, and then I can click. Okay, I can set link to. Aside from clicking next card, I can also click on the card itself that I want to move into. So I just click, so again, click link and then go to card number 3. Aside from these, so you have your images, you have your buttons, you can also use text to go to the next card. So I'm just going to type next, then I'm going to link it to the next card. So let's imagine you're doing boom cards, or you're doing these actions, or you made your presentation already on PowerPoint, or you made your presentation already on Canva. So how are you going to do it? For example, you're just setting the next page. So you can use, actually, again, you can use all of these things. You can use either button, or you can use either text. So I'm just going to use text since it's easier. So I'm just going to click and drag. I'm just going to size it. I want these arrows to be my navigation button for the next part. So I'm just going to click link to and then next card. So if you previewed, here is how it would look like. So they all function the same. So next, okay. They all function the same. If I click here, it's going to link to the next card. If I link here, it's going to the next card. So they all function the same. So these are some of the things that you can use. All right. So I'm going back. Okay. So now let's talk about links. How are you going to link each card? So as you can see, I think we already tried that earlier. So there are a few ways in which you can link. You can use link to, and then you can click on the specific card where you want to go to, or I'm just going to copy these. So this is a tip. You can click shift and then you can click all of the buttons. Then I'm using Mac, by the way. So Command C and then Command V. So I think on Windows, it's Control. So I'm not sure about it, but you can use keyboard functions for this one. So I just clicked everything and then I just paste it on these on this studio. So okay, so again, you can click link to and then go to a specific card, or for easier if you're just going to, if you're not skipping any card, you can also opt to link to and then go to the previous card. Or if you're trying to skip, this is useful if you just click on the specific type of card that you want to go to. But since I just want it to flow as it is, so I'm just clicking link to and then the next card. So, okay. But if I, for example, I want to skip for this one, I want it to go instead on card number 4, I want it to go on card number 5. So I can click on that button, link to, and then I'm going to click on card number 5. As you can see, these numbers and letters match on this card number or the card ID here. So how is it going to look like? So I'm just going to preview just for you to see it. Okay. So again, this is linked to the previous card. This is linked to the previous card I used next for this one. For this one, I use the home button. So I'm just going to overview here. Okay. But this one, I wanted to go to skip card number 4. I wanted to go to card number 5. So see, that is how you use, how you link it. And then this one, I just wanted to go to card number 4. So that is how Flow Magic works. So I hope you're still here and I hope you're still getting it. So that is the basics of Flow Magic. And then how to duplicate these cards. So again, if you're just making it to flow as it is, to go for your deck to just be as it is, so you can easily, so I think this is previews. This is the home button because I want to set, for example, to make a home button wherein I can click all of those things. And then I want this to go to the next card. So, okay. I can click all of those things. So for me to be able to duplicate all of these, so what do I do? So just for you to note, so again, I'm using Mac. So just some tips and tricks. I think some of the people are having difficulty duplicating all of these. So here is one sample. So I click on a specific button and then I click shift and then click left click, left click. Usually it copies when there is more than one item on the board, but actually it's quite difficult when you have only one item for when you're trying to duplicate only one item. But actually it's easier when you have all of these items. So let's try to copy this. So Command C, and then I'm trying to copy it here, Command V. So see, it pastes it just like, so it's just like that. So I want to copy this one again. Shift, then click all of those 3, Command C, and then Command V. So there. So that is how I link and how I use Flow Magic. So again, this is important for you to understand. Flow Magic is important for you to understand before we go to the next part, which is when we're talking about or when you're doing escape rooms. So, okay. Now let's go to escape rooms. Let's go to part 2. Okay, escape rooms. So I'm going to show you some samples of my escape room. So I have done, these are some of the escape rooms that I have done before. So I just want you to see them first. So, okay. By the way, this is muted, so please expect that it doesn't have any sound. So there. So that's a sample of the escape room. So that's Escape the Mansion. Of course, we're not going to do all the designs, but we're just going to do the link. Or when we talk about escape rooms, what are your elements or how are you going to do it? So that's Escape the Mansion. It's just a quick video. I think it's around just 1 minute. So you go through all the rooms and then you click on the clues. Okay. So you just explore all the rooms. Okay. So that's room number 4. When you go upstairs, there are more rooms to explore. Okay. By the way, I made this whole thing on Canva. So that's actually, I don't have a default background on that, or I don't have a default design on that, but I designed the whole thing. That's why it takes weeks or months for me to finish one escape room deck, because that is all those are all designed by myself. So it's quite long for me to design that. So this is Escape the Garden. So that's the instruction page. So you can explore all these types of parts of the garden. So we have all of those rooms. So that's the first room. You have the second room, third room, and then the fourth room. Okay, sixth. So I think I have 7 rooms on both of those escape room decks. And in each of the parts, just like you saw, I have here all these clues, and then I have a locked item there in which I input the code. And then I collect all of those codes for me at the end, for me to type the whole, for me to put together all the clues that I have accumulated from each of the rooms that I have went through. So that's the final door. So I need to collect all the clues. So I only collected N. So that's Escape the Garden. So again, when we talk about escape rooms, it makes me think of these elements. First, we need to answer, what is your end in mind? Like, what do you want your students to do? Do you want your students to drag and drop? Like, drag and drop the correct key? Or do you want them to type the passcode? So that's the first one. We are going to look at both of those things later. Next, what type of escape room are you looking at? Are you looking at the one that I showed earlier, wherein you explore different rooms and then you collect each of the clues in each of the room and then you put them together at the end? Or are you looking at a series of door type in which you have to open a door here? So you have to explore the room right now, and then you're going to collect some clues, and then after that you are going to go to the next room. So, and then you're going to collect again the clues. So it's a series of rooms. Or are you looking at an adventure type in which there is a story and then you have to do all the tasks along until you go through the end of it? So what type of escape room are you looking at? Lastly, you need to look at what are the challenges inside. Aside from, yes, we're doing this for instruction, like we can put in our math question, or we can put in our science question, or if you're a speech pathologist, you can put in your WH questions or different types of questions that you want to put in. Aside from those goals and targets, when I say challenges, how are you going to obtain all those clues? Are you just going to click? Or do you need to do something like you need to do a puzzle reveal style? So what are the challenges and targets that you're looking at? So first, let's look at the objectives. What are the objectives that you can do? Okay. So here are your end in mind. So this is your first end in mind. Just like I told you, so you can think of, for example, you can think of drag and drop. So what I want for my student to do here is for them to drag and drop the correct answer. So just like this one. Let's see if that's the correct answer. So I'm using, later we're going to break down all of these elements just for you to see how did I do it. So I don't need to click submit. If you would notice, I don't need to click on submit because I made something on this one. I will show that to you later during our behind the scenes. So as we are doing this, as we are trying to replicate this. So that's not the correct key. Whoops, that's not the correct key. So it's not green. I'm going to put it here. Whoops, that's not the correct key either. So what's the correct key? That's the correct key, and you have escape. So that's one part of the escape room. So that's one end in mind that we can think of, or we can think of the other one. So we can think of this one. So this is, for example, you're doing escape you're trying to get into the elevator, but the elevator is stuck. And then, but it's kind of techy. So it's kind of technical. So I need to put in something. Maybe, I don't know the code. Maybe it's let's just pretend A, B, C. Oops, that's not the correct answer. So maybe let's try, how about 1, 2, 3? Oops, that's not the correct answer either. So let's see. I think A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Oops, that's the correct answer. So we have escaped the elevator. So again, I'm going to show you how it looks like at the background. So I hope I'm not going too fast and you're following along. So, okay, so here it is how it goes. So first, let's try to replicate this type of end in mind. If, for example, you want them to click on the correct answer. So again, I have uploaded all of the clip art. So if you're asking where do I get the clip art, I actually get them from TPT. There are lots of sellers there, great sellers there. So you can check on the help section of Boom. There are approved, I think, there are clip artists who expressed their approval to use their clip art on on the Boom platform. This is especially helpful if you are a seller. So if you want to sell Boom cards, make sure that all of the things that you use, all the clip arts that you use are approved by the clip artist, because some clip artists do not allow their work to be used on the Boom platform. So if the artist does not express or it's not written on the help section of Boom, you can ask the seller directly through the Q&A section of the TPT, so of their store. So they are going to answer, or maybe you can check those out because some have already asked before, so you can already find the answer there. So how are we going to make this? So let's try to replicate this this end in mind. Again, I'm just going to drag image. Okay, so I'm going to go to escape room. Okay, so where is the door? Okay, so I'm just going to resize it. Okay. Again, we're using Flow Magic because this is an escape room type of game. Okay. So first we have the door. Next, what do we want to do? I want a drop zone for this one. So I want a drop zone for where I would put my key. So this, I'm just going to resize it. And then I'm going to put it here. And then I am going to, since it's facing the other side, it's facing right, I can use the image tools here on the left side, and then you can click on horizontal. So see, it flips on the other side already. Next, we need to find the keys. But oops, I need to make this as my drop zone. So drop zone option. So I can opt to click snap to center. So what's the difference between snap to center or just allow it as it is? So I'm just going to look at this one. If I click on snap to center, the difference is that it actually, it's cleaner to look at if you click on snap to center for this one, because if I don't, for example, on this card, I'm just going to preview it again. So wherever you drop it, it just looks like that. But if you click on snap to center, it actually goes at the middle. So it's cleaner to look at if you use snap to center. So again, I'm going back here. Oopsie. Oops, it's not moving. Okay. So here. So let's click on, let's get all the keys. Okay, so drag the image. Then, for example, this blue key, I want it to resize. I want it to face the other side. Okay, that's just about the same size. Then, of course, you have to make it draggable for you to be able to drag it on the drop zone. And then for easier, so here's a technique as well. So if you want it to be quick, just duplicate it, duplicate all of the keys. So we have 4 keys, and then we can double click. Then click on the green key, double click on the yellow key, double click on the red key. So you see, it's just easy. So you don't need to drag one by one and then resize it again. So that's quite easier. That's a technique that I can show you. So I want it to be straight. I want it to form a straight line. So I can use a line and then vertical. So let's choose, for example, a color. I want I want the answer this time to be red. So I can click it here. But again, so something's missing. So how did they do that? Wherein I didn't need to click on submit on the right side. So I actually made a link here. But for me to be able to go to the next side, so I just resize text. Okay, erase it, and then resize it to be the size of the doorknob. Then I'm going to link to the next card. But again, so let's try to preview it just for you to see how it looks like. Okay. But there's a problem. The problem is that it goes automatically to the next card without me clicking on the correct answer. So what's missing here? What's missing here is that you need to do conditional link. So that's the purpose of conditional link. So here is a conditional link. So you click on your you click on that doorknob again, and then you check conditional link. So if the answer is wrong, it will do nothing. But if your answer is correct, it will automatically go to the next card. So again, just click on the doorknob and then link to the next card, and then click on conditional link. So let's try that. Okay, let's try, for example, green. Then, oops, it's not the correct answer. How about red? Oh, it goes to the next card. So that's the correct answer. So that's one, that's how you do this drag and drop type of escape room when that's your end in mind. So now how about, so, oops, I forgot to put snap to center. So snap to center if you just want it to look cleaner. So here is how it would look like if I check snap to center. Oops, that's not the correct answer. So how about red? That's the correct answer. So it automatically went to the other side. So now, how about if I want my students to type in the passcode? So this is the elevator. So that's the behind the scene. First, I need to get, for example, I'm just going to remove this one because it's not needed. I'm just going to delete this one. I'm just going to drag my image. So here's the image of the elevator, the closed elevator. I need to resize it. Okay. Oops, keeps on moving. Okay, so I'm just going to resize it. And then I want it to zoom in. So if I want it to zoom in, I need to click on this one, on this panel, because I want that panel to zoom in, and then that is where I'm going to input the passcode. So I'm just going to drag text. Okay, and then we are going to resize it to be just like the same, just as the same size as the elevator panel on the side. Then link to the next card. And then here we can, let's try. Oh, okay. So delete it. So I'm just going, since I wanted to zoom in on this one, I'm just going to resize it to be a bit bigger than the other one. Okay. And then I want my students to input a code here. So what did they use? So there are two functions or two boom tools that I used here. So first is fill in the blank. So you use fill in the blank and you set a correct answer for this one. If you want it to be case sensitive, for example, you're doing spelling, you need to set case sensitive for this one. Or if you just if it doesn't matter, the student's answer doesn't matter, you can just unclick all of those things and then just input a correct answer. So for example, I want my code to be ABC. So I just click submit. So that's the correct answer. So what's the difference again if you're using case sensitive? So I would just show you quickly how does it look like. So if it's case sensitive, I need to put, if I type in, for example, if I capitalize ABC, it's the incorrect answer. So, but if I uncheck it, if for example ABC, so it needs to be okay. It's case sensitive if I check on that button. But if it doesn't matter, I can uncheck that. So that's my answer. So how about what's the link to go to the next part? So how can I open, for example, the elevator? How can I open it, or how can I go to the next part without clicking submit on the side? So I use this tool. I used button. Okay. So I'm just going to resize it here at the bottom. And then you can type enter the password. So just resize it to, for example, 14. So there. And then again, I don't want that to be the correct answer. So I must uncheck correct and then link to the next card. So let's see how it looks like when we preview it. So you need to type an answer here. So let's try a code. 1, 2, 3. Oopsie. So it went to the other side even though it's wrong because we forgot to put the conditional link. So again, you need to click on the conditional link so that if the answer is wrong, you will not automatically go to the other side of the room. So if it's correct, then that's the time that you would be able to move on to the next card. So let's try that again. Let's try preview. Okay. So let's type, for example, 1, 2, 3. That's incorrect. But when I type the correct answer, which is ABC, it automatically goes to the next card. So that's the first part. So you need to remember, what's your end in mind when you're doing escape rooms. The next, we need to look which type of escape room type are you looking at. So when we talk about these, there are different types of escape rooms. So there's a series of door, there's an explore the room, and then adventure type. I would just show you quickly how does it look like when you talk about series of doors. So this is what I am describing. So this is a series of doors type of escape rooms in which after you escape this door, there's another room which has another door. So you just need to do a series of tasks for you to be able to get out of it. So there could be 10 rooms wherein they can do the challenges or more. So there. So this is a series of door type of escape room. So there are highlighted parts here which I can explore. So what should I do here? Maybe I can explore this one. So what should I do here? Oh, I can drag the sticky notes out. If you noticed, these sticky notes are draggable, but I don't have a drop zone. So that's why there is no blue highlighted square there because I just set it. You can actually set things to be draggable without a drop zone. But if you have a specific drop zone, you can only drop on that specific part of the boom card deck. So there. So it says, look at the whiteboard. So, okay. So look at the whiteboard. Let's go here. So the answer is boom cards. So maybe that's the code. The answer is boom cards. Okay. So let's go to the door. The answer is boom cards. I'm not sure if it's case sensitive. Let's try. Oh, so this part is case sensitive because it says that the correct answer is boom cards. The code is boom cards. So I need to follow that code. I need to capitalize B and I need to capitalize C. Let's enter the password. That's correct. And then there's another door. So series of door number 2. Okay. So that's the first type of escape room. Another type of escape room that you can do is explore the rooms. This is what I usually do. So this is from a deck that I actually made. This is from my empathy escape room. So I can explore all the rooms. And then usually all of those rooms can be clicked and then there's a final door. So I need to collect all the clues to be able to put here and escape. So I need to enter something. Don't forget to type your answer. So I need to go back and explore the rooms. For example, I go here. Where can I click the answer? So I think for this one, I have set boom cards as well. So, but let's just put a hypothetical answer. Let's just put, for example, I just put boom. That's not the correct answer. But if I type boom cards and enter it, escape. Let's terminate play. So end of preview. So how are we going to do it? Oops, it's still loading. All right. So let's see the behind the scenes. How did I do those types of escape room? Then the last one is adventure. So you just need to create your own story and then you just need to follow along. So let's do this one first, the series of doors type of escape room. So as you see, here's the behind the scenes. You have 1, 2, you have 3, 4, and 5. Because you need to link all of those things together for you to be able to create this type of, that's why it's important for you to understand flow magic, for you to be able to click and do all of these sorts of things. So, okay. Let's try to recreate this room first. Let's drag. So again, I've pre-made the template beforehand. So I'm just putting it here. So for me to change the background, I need to put, for example, I need to find my first room. So I want this to be my first room. Next, if you remember, there are 3 clickable elements here wherein I need to link it. So the first clickable element is the door. The second clickable element is the whiteboard or the cork board. And then the third clickable element is the whiteboard wherein I put in the clues. So first, let's do the door first. So drag in text and then resize it. Oops, doesn't go. Okay, so I need to resize it. Then clear the text and then link it. For example, it is here that I want to put in the door. So I need to change the background and put the door in. So as you see, I have already pre-made this with this background. So what would I do? I would just put fill in the blank for me to be able to type in here. Drag again, fill in the blank. And then I'm just going to resize it with the space that I have provided. And then for this time, I want it to be case sensitive. And then let's type boom cards. That's my password. Then click submit. You know that you have already placed the correct answer when it appears over here. So if you're going to click on X, so you have not set a correct answer yet. So I need to click submit, and if it appears up here, it means you have already inputted your correct answer. So, but there is something missing. What's missing? Can you tell me? How can we go to the next type of room? How can we go to room number 2 without clicking on the submit button on the side? So we need to have what? What do we need to do? Okay, so we need the conditional link, right? Yeah, you're correct. So we need a conditional link to be able to go to the next room. So I can use button, and then I can type in here. Again, I need to uncheck correct for me to go to the next room, and then I need to link it to the next card. So I want it here. I want the second room to be here on card number 23. So I can click submit your answer. Okay. So I just want to resize it. Okay. So again, we need conditional link so that if the answer is correct, you would not move to the next card. But if your answer is correct, that's the time that you can move in here. Change the background, and then here's room number 2. So that's the first one. We have placed all the conditions for the door already. So let's try it. Preview. Okay, click on the door so it moves here. So what's the password? Maybe it's boom. Oops, it's incorrect. If I type boom cards, it goes in here. But there are some things that are missing. So we haven't placed the other things yet. So how are we going to do it? We go back. Okay, still loading. There. So how about if we try to recreate this corkboard? If I want to recreate this corkboard. So again, let's go back to our initial room, which is room number 1. Drag in text. So, and then resize it. Removed all the text here. And then I want it to link here. Let's make this one as the corkboard. So that's the blank corkboard. So link, I don't need to put a so for me to be able to jump these 2 cards, I must click link to and then click on card number 24. So it automatically jumps there. But I don't need to put a conditional link because there's no correct answer. I just need to click on that one and then it zooms in on the corkboard. So now, I think there was a clue underneath. So look at the whiteboard. By the way, you can, if you have your own brand fonts, you can also upload it on the Boom Learning platform. So let's pretend, so this is my, for example, this is my brand font. So, and then we need to cover it. If you remember, we covered it with different types of sticky notes. So images, okay, this one, drag it, and then you just need to resize it. Of course, you need to make it draggable. So as you see, just like I mentioned, you can make all of these elements draggable without a specific drop zone. So you can just put these things on the side just for you to reveal what's underneath. So a tip, how can we make this faster? So just to click on duplicate, then I just put in here, then just I placed everything. So it's all the same, but later we are going to change it. Just duplicate, duplicate, okay, duplicate. Another technique is that you can click on everything. Then again, Command C, Command V. Okay. So how will I make it different? So let's double click and then change. Double click, click on the specific image. Click on the specific image. Okay, so it differs now. So you have different types of sticky notes. It's not all the same. Okay. So let's just pretend I've changed everything just for the sake of time. So we already have this part of our escape room. So again, let's go back here just for you to preview. Okay, so click here and then just going to remove it. Go to the whiteboard. Look at the whiteboard. So, but we forgot something. We forgot to put a navigation button for us to go back. So let's put that here. Okay. We forgot to put a navigation button for us to go back. So let's, oh, here. So link to, I just didn't see it. Link to this card, which is your first room. So now we all have all of these elements, but we're missing one thing. We're missing the, oops, oh, sorry, here. So let's put an image here. So yeah, we did forget. So let's put, for example, okay, intro. So let's put, okay, that button, whoopsie, undo. That's too big. Okay, just, okay. By the way, if it's not draggable, as you see, even though you have placed it just now, it automatically goes underneath. So that's important to note if you're using Z order, which is later. So I'm just gonna move it. Okay. Just going to resize this button for me to go to the initial room. See? Okay. Let's make this smaller. Okay. All right. So here's your button. Link to the first door. So link it to the first room. So here is the first room. So again, we have placed the elements here and here, but we still need to do the whiteboard. Click on text again, resize it to be the same size as the whiteboard, delete the automatic contents inside, then click link, and then click number 25. Then click on the background. So I want it to be this room. So, okay. Oopsie. Click. It should be the whiteboard. So the code is boom cards. But again, we forgot to put the navigation button for us to go back. Just copy this one, Control C, and then Control V. So let's see how it looks like if we have recreated that first type of escape room. Now, we have all of these to explore. We have the whiteboard. Yay. Now we have, the corkboard. Now we have the whiteboard, and we have the door wherein you submit the answer. But we still forgot to put the navigation button here. How are we going to go back? So we need to go back in and then put the navigation button for us to unzoom the whole thing. So where is it? It's okay. So we're here. So it's highlighted already. So we forgot to put a navigation button here. So let's just copy that one from here, then paste it here on the door. Oops, yeah, there. So again, let's check. Okay, let's click on the door so we can go back. We don't know the password yet. Let's explore the corkboard. It says, look at the whiteboard. So, and then let's go to the whiteboard. It says here the code is boom cards. So let's go back to the door and let's type our answer, boom cards. Submit your answer. Ding, you go to the next room. So that's the first type of escape room. Next, that's the series of doors. For example, you want to explore the different types of rooms, which was the second one. So you need so here are the behind the scenes for that one. So I have here card number 1, card number 2, 3. That's the first room. Here is the final door, and that's the for you to see that you have already escaped. Okay. So let's try to recreate it. The first room that we need is the lobby. So this one. With my original deck, I actually made this clickable as well. So that is where I put in the instructions on how are you going to navigate the whole escape room, just for you to have an idea on how are you going to navigate, especially if you have older ones wherein they could read already. So you can put in the instructions there so they can explore on their own. So this is in GIFs. I downloaded it in GIFs. So I made that again in Canva. I like to make my things there. So just put in here, just drag the text here, overlay it, then link to the next card. So the next card would be your hallway, number 1. So you have, you can go to the previous card or you can go to the final door. So again, let's click on text, then let's resize it to be the same size as the arrows here. Okay. And then let's duplicate it. And then move to the other side, delete it again. Okay. Now we need to set the links. I want it to be linked over here, and I want it to be linked to the next card, to the final door. So this is our final door. Again, change background and then do the final door. So first, if I want to go back to the room, I need to resize it and then click link, and then that is for me to explore the rooms again. So again, how are we going to make this? What do you need here? Just for us to have some interaction. What do you need here for you to put in your answer? Can I see on the chat box? What do you need here? What do I need to put here? Fill in the blank. Good. We need to fill in the blank. So let's put fill in the blank. Let's set our answers to be boom cards again. So it would just be the same. So I want it to be case sensitive and then type boom cards. Okay, submit. So it must appear here for it to be recognized as the correct answer. And then for this one, of course, I can just click overlay and then, okay, resize it. And then I need to link to the next card wherein it would say, congratulations, you have escaped. But I need to click on the conditional link so that if the answer is wrong, it would not move there. Change the background, then this one. As you saw earlier, when I hit end, it terminated the play and it went back to our preview page. So how did I do that? Click on text, just overlay it, and then remove all of these things together, and then link to terminate play. So that will stop the play. So if I click on again, link to, then terminate play, it would finish the play. But we have one more missing. I want for us to be able to explore room number 1. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to go back to the hallway. Click on the text box for you to overlay it. That would serve as our navigation tool. Remove it. Link it to this card. Oh, too much. Link it here on number 35. So it should match IS. So I just look at the first parts. So, and then on number 35, I put in, so this is room number 1, for example. Then of course, there's a GIF. I need to go back outside. So I'm gonna set it, change it, and then link to, I want it to go back outside. So here is that. So let's see if we put all of these things together. Okay, so let's click on the rooms. So we have explored, for us to explore the whole rooms, go to the final door. Let's try to type an answer, 1, 2, 3. Oops, we need to explore the rooms for us to be able to find the answer. Let's explore room number 1. And then you can do some challenges here. You can put in your questions here. Like if you click on the laptop, then it could show some of your questions, and then you could input your questions there. Then go outside and then go back to the final door. We know the answer already. It's boom cards. So let's type on enter, then end. So go back to preview. So that's the second type. That's your explore the different types of rooms, or explore the rooms type of escape room. So the third type of the escape room is what you call the adventure type. So when you do the adventure or story type, you just need to have a story. I didn't make it right now, but just for you to imagine, it's just easy to imagine. You just make your own story. For example, you make your setting. You are at your Thanksgiving dinner, and then the guests serve you this one, but you found out that this and that one. So you need to be able to do these sets of challenges for you to escape. So what are your series of challenges? So here are some of the challenges that you can do within your escape room. We can do puzzle reveal, flashlight game, and invisible ink, which we would talk later. So, part 3, let's talk about puzzle reveal. So, let's go exit. Let's talk about puzzle reveal, part 3. So, I will just preview it. Okay. So here is puzzles here. So here is one of the challenges that you can do, or you can do this type of game in isolation. Like you can you don't need to package it within your escape room. You can do it independently within your own boom cards. So there are different types of puzzle reveals. There are hidden pictures, there are color progressions, and then color pixels. So how do you do hidden picture types of boom cards? So here is one boom card that I did for synonyms. So this is a sample. So that's your hidden picture reveal. Okay. So you just find a synonym, and then when you click it, one of the tile disappears until it reveals all of those things. Sad, happy, joyful, hot, warm, stinky. So describe the similarities. So there are two methods to do it. There's method 1 and then method 2. Let's explore method 1 first. Oops. But before that, let's look at first the second type of puzzle reveal. So here is color progression. So this is my one of the, I think this is color by progression. So I still categorize it as puzzles. So you need to color in all of those puzzles for you to be able to paint the whole picture. Color by progression. So you can click what they use for carrying books, what they use, okay, what they use. So you just choose the correct crayon, or you click on the correct answer. So it colors in the picture until you're finished with the whole picture. So you're finished with the whole image. So again, there's method 1 and then there's method 2. The last type is that color pixels. So color pixels, I don't have exact copy on how you did it, but I think I mostly see it for example, math teachers, and then you do pixel art type of boom cards. So you can just drag and drop the tile until you create color pixels. So that is how you do it. So let's go back first and do hidden picture. So there is method 1 and then method 2. So here is method 1. Click here, then you remove it. Click here, remove it. So here's another method, method 2. Where is it? Okay. So as you see, it's both the same, but it differs when you go back to your Boom Studio. So I would show it. Okay, let's go back and quit. Okay. Let's do this one. So what's the main difference? The main difference is that, let's break down. So what are some of the parts that you see here? Can you tell me the 3 parts that you see here on how we made this deck? First, you have, what do you have? You have this one, you have this one, and then you have these. Okay. So, of course, we have the background image, we have our overlay, so we can find these templates on TPT as well, and you have these links. So again, you're using Flow Magic for this one. So for this part, okay, how did I make this first type of puzzle reveal? First, I just drag the image. Okay, let's do puzzle reveal. So how are we going to do the first one? Let's do, okay. For example, I have pre-made an image, and then I want this to be revealed at the end. Okay. So that's our background image. So next, how are we going to overlay it? How are we going to put all the tiles? So I have already a pre-made tile. So this one, I'm just going to size it the same size as this one. Then it doesn't fit, so I can go to image property and then zoom to fit. So see, it fits perfectly here. Okay, zoom to fit, not quite. Okay. Sorry, I think it's stretch. It's supposed to be not zoom to fit, stretch to fit. There, stretch to fit. So that's the correct answer. Next, I need to, okay. For it to be easier, we can duplicate this one. So for it to be easier, what you can do is you go to your original. So this is your initial tile. And then I can duplicate it using clone the selected card. Then click on the image, and then I want, which is my next one. So this is my next one. So how will I link the first card to this second card? That is when you can click on the text and then you can overlay on this one. Oopsie. Of course, you can type in your answers. For example, you're doing multiplication. You can put in your problem here or your answers here, and then you can put your multiplication questions on the side, and then you just need to click on the correct answer. For this part, it's for this. Oh, oopsie, wrong tile. Okay, I need to delete it. I need to go back here. So I want this tile to be revealed. So I need to go back. So go back here. And I need to put the text box over here, the text overlay over here. Then remove the text. So I want this to be not just the link, but the correct answer. So at this point, I'm going to click correct answer and I'm going to link to the next card. So it would not only link it to the next card, but it would show you that this is the correct answer. So for the next card, I want to clone it, then change the picture to this card. So because I want this to show, I'm going back here, click on overlay, and then I'm going to set it as correct, then link it to the next card. So let's see. How does it look like when we go back to preview? Okay, so here's the first tile. That's the correct answer. Here is the second tile. It links back to the correct answer. So that's the first method. The second method is that you already have your pre-made decks over here. So this one, as you can see, this is just one whole deck. And then I just placed the overlay here on top. So how did I do it? And then it would reveal this picture. So you have already, when you go to TPT, there are some of the things that you can type. You can type in hidden pictures or puzzle reveals. And then you can get all sorts of these templates. And then what you need to do is just put in your answers here so that it would show. You just need to put in your targets, and then it's as easy as it is. So just put it here, put your original tile, and then we can remove these already. Okay. And then I need to clone it. Again, click on the next, which is this one. So I want this tile to link on the next card. So click on this one, remove it, link to the next card, and I need, oops, it's too much. Link to this card, and then I want to set this as the correct answer. So that's pretty much it. So how do you do it? If you click on this one, you can make it much cleaner. So this, I just made it in Rush. So that's how you do it. Next. So that's your first puzzle reveal. How about color by progression? How do you do it? So here is the color by progression, if you remember. So there are two methods in which you can do color by progression. Let's go back. So here is method one. Method one is this one. You click on the picture and then it automatically paints a picture on the next side. So you can overlay your answers here. Then just like the one that you saw, I placed in the questions there and then I place on the correct answers. Or there's another type in which you can click on the item itself. For example, so you can click on this one and then it automatically paints the next picture. Click on this one and then it appears there. Okay. So how do we do it? Let's go back to our Boom Studio. Okay. So let's do the first one first. Let's do method one first. So here is method one. So how did I do it? If you can see, you just need to have the template and then you just need to have this and then set it as next and then you're done. Just place in your image. So this is our base image, the blank image. And then I just need to place in my crayon. And then I want it to go the other side. I want it to face the right side. So I place it like that. And then I click link the next card. Then for the next card, okay. Just click on the picture again. And then I want color red so that it would paint red. And then again, duplicate it. Then click on this one. And then I want it to be colored green again. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, preview it. So again, this is our base template. And then we have our crayon here. Click, it colors it. It fills another side. Okay. So how about if I just want to just put in the answers, for example, how is method 2? How are we going to do method 2? So here is method 2, I think. Oh, so this is method 2. You just need to put in the correct answers there, and then you just need to put the overlay there. For example, put in your template. So it's here. And then this part is the correct answer. So you can put, for example, your correct answer is 98, for example. Then you put it here. And then you can use it as actually a link to the next card. So you can, and then just duplicate it, and then it automatically, okay, fills in here. And then I want which part to be my correct answer. So this part. So your answer is, for example, 70. So that's the correct answer, and then just duplicate it. Then just change the template underneath, double click, and then there. Then I'll need to delete this one. So let's see how it looks like. So go back to your preview, click on this one, it automatically fills in this part. Click on this one, it automatically fills in this part. So that is your second type of puzzle reveal. Third type. Okay. Okay. So this one. Okay, so this is your pixel art type of boom cards. So how do you do it? Again, I just found the templates on TPT, so I just need to put in this one. Okay, here's my template card. And then you can actually make this one. I just made pre-made one because so that it would be faster. But you can make your pixel art much more bigger so that it would be easier also to fill in, and it takes you much less cards, because remember this one, okay, if you see the card size, you have much draggable pieces on this one, so you don't want it to be filled because it would be hard to load, and also the card would not work properly. So you can make this much more bigger. You can make your own templates on this one. You just need to make a grid, and then you just need to insert your image. So I want to copy this part. So I want it to be draggable. This is so you can make it smaller. There are different types of ways to approach it. You can put it like this one already. So this is what I want to make. And then you make the squares. So here are your squares. So you can type in here, for example, let's just pretend that this template is big. So let's pretend that your answer is 1. So you can put it little here. So, and then you just need to resize it. You just need to resize this one, but it's quite small. Okay. So I need to make it draggable. So there. Again, so here. And you just duplicate it to make more copies of it. Oopsie. But it's too small. Anyway, so here. Oops. It's too small. That's why I'm clicking it already. So there, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So how will I align all of these things so that it would look clean. So just click on all of those things, just shift and then left click, and then go to your right side of your boom panel, click align, then click horizontal, then vertical. So see, it aligns perfectly. You don't need to do it one by one. So how does it look like? For example, we go to preview. Okay. So the idea here is you just need to complete all of these to make a big picture. So there. So you just need to put in all the squares here for you to be able to make and paint the whole picture. So that's your pixel art. So we're done with Flow Magic. We have covered escape rooms. We have covered puzzle reveal. How about flashlight game? So this is non-flow magic. When we approach flashlight games, we can do both non-flow magic and flow magic. I will first show you a non-flow magic type of flashlight game. So here's preview. So again, I can just click skip and then I can go. So if you remember, this is our template earlier for the escape room. You just need, and if you go all the way here, it would reveal the picture here. So make sure that the student will just stay here inside the box. For you, okay, later I'm going to reveal with what size of template did I use here. So I made actually the flashlight and I made this whole template. So I just put it in this one. So I will show you, or I will tell you the size later. So I'm just showing you how it looks like for a non-flow magic deck. So this is a non-flow magic deck. And you can also make a flow magic type of flashlight game. So how do you do it? So again, remember this is flow magic type of flashlight. So here's your next button, but as soon as you drag, it disappears actually. So for you to be able to reveal the next button, you need to drop it first and then click on the next part. So let's cover first the non-flow magic type of flashlight game. How do we make this? Let's go to our Boom Studio. As you see, we only have these two parts. So how do we make it? I will clone a card and you just need to select your background image, flashlight games. So this is our background. And then for this one, the size for this one is 21 by 14 inches. Again, it's 21 by 14 inches. I made this again in Canva. So I just need to resize it. So that's the original size. It's actually quite small. But I can make it much bigger. So this is not quite the right size yet. I want it to be bigger for me to explore. So zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. I think this is enough. So just clone it. Okay. So if we go to our preview part, so let's see how it works. See? So even if we go here, all the way here, it doesn't reveal the bottom part. Or if we go here on the left, it doesn't reveal the other parts. So it's 21 by 14 inches, but I made the flashlight really, really small for me to be able to drag it. And then if I resize it, the dimensions would not change. So here, and you just need to click next and then you're done. Okay. So next, how about for a flow magic type of deck? So what's the difference? So for this one, okay, let's break down the elements. For this one, you need to have, first, you need to have the background. You need to have the flashlight, of course, the flashlight template, and then you need to have the button for you to go to the next part. So for you to make it, First, click on the background image and then replace it. So for you to be able to make it, so just same process. Oopsie, no link. Draggable, make it draggable. Then resize it. Resize it. By the way, I like the selectable list because it makes me see for example, you need this for you to be able to check on the Z order. So I just want it to be that size. And then we need to click on a button. We need to have a button for us to go to the next part. So again, click on this one, but it doesn't reveal. So it's underneath. How are you going to make it? How are you going to make it appear on your boom cards deck? So you need to make this button actually draggable. So again, not draggable. So if it's not draggable, it's underneath the card. You need to make it draggable for it to appear on top of the flashlight. So again, uncheck correct answer. Oopsie, draggable. Uncheck the correct answer, and then you just need to link it to the next card. So let's just clone this one. And then here is our next card. Button, then just click on next. Again, you need to make this button draggable. So just be careful when you're selecting this one because it will really move, but you need to make it draggable so that it would appear on top. So here is your selectable list. So you see the order. So this is at the bottommost part, and then this is at the top part. So how are you going to preview it? So I can explore, but when I put it down, I can go to the next card. So that is your flashlight game. That is how you make your flashlight games. Next. Let's cover, so we have covered all of those 4 things. Now, let's do invisible ink. So here is your invisible ink. Okay, I'm just going to preview it just for you to show. Okay, these are from my decks. So I'm going to show you some samples again. So this is an invisible ink sample 1. So this is from my travel and vacation language activity. So I made the airport scanner as an invisible ink type. So this is a sample. Airport scanner. So that is in Flow Magic, of course, because you have lots of buttons in front. So if you put in your luggage, it's going to reveal all the things that is in, quote unquote, in the luggage. Okay, so that's an invisible ink sample number 1. And then I'm going to reveal to you the trick later. So this is from my haunted house, my recent deck, haunted house language activity. So that is in Flow Magic again. We can explore by activity. So I think it's Spooky Mirror. So that's text inferencing. There is a spooky text on the mirror. So that's why it's Spooky Mirror. Okay. So now I'm going to reveal to you how did I make these things. First, let's do, okay. First, let's do this scanner type. Okay. So for this scanner type of game, I would just break down the contents of this card. So we have here the background. We have here the draggable luggage. Then we have here our airport scanner. So see, these are all the parts. This is at the bottommost part. Again, this is how important is your Z order. So this goes way at the bottom for you to be able to put it here. Then this goes on top. That's the next one. That's on your selectable list. And then this one, the blue button, so that it would appear as blue because it's an X-ray scanner. And then I just wanted to make it look clean. That's why I put an overlay here on top. So let's assemble it. How are you going to make it? Okay. First, let's go do our background image. So we are going to do invisible ink. So first, this is our airport scene. Again, the first layer is the luggage. So let's put it here. Let's drag it to be the same size as this one, and then make it draggable. So this is your first part. So when you put it here, it would reveal what's underneath the luggage. And then the image would be, the second part is your image. So I think I couldn't see it, but this is the second image. You have to make it draggable so that it would appear on top. It's a teddy bear. So make sure if you're buying out clip art on TPT, make sure that the author allows you for you to recolor, because some artists would not allow you to recolor some of their clip art. So this one I made on Canva. There are different types of like clip arts that you can recolor there without any problem. So this one I got from Canva. So there's no problem for me to recolor that one. Next, let's put the X-ray part. So this is opaque. So make it draggable. And it would hide your, so as you see, it hid your teddy bear underneath. So make it draggable and then resize it. And then, actually, you can also make this transparent. For example, I just want to show it to you. Item, I think opacity. So, but I don't need that to be transparent. But if in case you're making this on Boom, you can make this opaque or as transparent as you can be. So that's the next layer. So again, first layer would be your luggage. Second layer is your teddy bear. The third layer is your X-ray. And then I just want it to look clean. So I make this draggable. So I would just cover this part. So as you see, it's really very easy for you to make your own invisible ink. So let's preview. Let's drag it. Ta-da! There is your teddy bear. So how about if you're making invisible ink, the next invisible ink, if you're making text. So here are just the basic parts of it. You need to do your flashlight, you need to have your text, and then your background. So I just painted it white. So you can also make this black if you want to put it, for example, I saw someone made a tombstone and then you made the text black, and then when you drop the flashlight there, it would reveal the message. So how did I make it? First, background image. So this is my background image. Next, what goes underneath is your flashlight. So I need to make the flashlight first. I need to make it draggable. Okay, I will just need to resize it. So that's just about the correct size. And then put text on top. But of course, your text has to be draggable as well. So it is a spider, for example. So you just need to change the color. Highlight it. Then go to font. So go to color. Okay. And it's gone. So let's try to preview it. Drag your flashlight over the mirror, drop it there, and then it reveals the message. It is a spider. So that is how you make invisible ink. So again, so far we have covered flow magic, escape room, puzzle reveal, flashlight games for non-flow magic, and then flow magic. We have covered invisible ink, and lastly, here are some bonus contents for you. Okay, so here are some bonus contents for you. Okay. Oopsie. Let's preview it. Oops, why is it not working? Oops. It's not working. Wait. Okay. Preview. Okay. So here are our bonus contents for this one. These were not mentioned earlier, but I just want to show you. Oops. Wait, but it's not working. Wait, I'll just show you from this part. Okay. So here are bonus contents. First, oops, network connection is not working. Okay. Here. Here are bonus contents. How are we going to do feed me games? But that is not clean. So I'm going to show you one that's clean. Okay. Magic trick. So here's a magic trick. You place in everything there. That's still the correct answer. But if you wave the magic wand, it's going to reveal to you the item below. And of course, all the things are gone. So how did they make it? The next and last part would be, oops, how are we going to make caption picks and tabs? So how to make tabs? Because that's one of the most frequent questions that I get whenever I make cards. So how do I make all of these? Let's go back to our studio. Okay. So first, feed me game. Okay, click on that card. Oops, it's not responding. So I think this is a different, okay. Wait, what's happening? Okay. Wait first. I will just need to reshare. Wait, I'll stop share for a while and then I'll reshare it again. Okay. So, okay. Wait, can you see my screen now? It's not working properly. Anyway, so there. First, yeah, you can see it already. Okay. Oops, it's not responding. But it's not responding on my end. Why is it? Okay. Wait, I'm just going to refresh this one because it's not responding. And I'm going to close in all the other tabs. Okay. Here are our bonus content. So far, if you have questions, just feel free to put in your Q&A on our chat box. So here, it's now responding again. Yay. So how do we make this feed me decks? So first one, we need to put our drop zone. So our drop zone is here. So I think this is much cleaner if you look at it. So if you preview, so what's the difference from this one? The other one, you can see the drop zone. But for this one, oops. For the other one, you don't actually see the drop zone. So when you do this one, when you create this one, you don't actually see the drop zone. So how are we going to make it? For the first one first, okay. It's just a matter of templates. If you want to make it clean, so for example, for this one, okay, we need to put in the image. So feed me, bonus content. Feed me game. So this is your, okay. This would be your drop zone. Okay. You can make this whole thing as your drop zone, but if you want to make it clean, you can put an overlay over it. So put the text box on top. Then I just want it to be on the mouth so that it doesn't highlight much. And then put your drop zone here. Then put your image. I want an ice cream. I want to feed him with ice cream. Drag it. Oops. Resize it. Okay. Then you need to set it. To set it, drag this pointing cursor over that drop zone, over the flag for you to be able to link it. So see, it's right there. I can duplicate it. So here is the incorrect answer. For example, you have two options. And then, okay. So I put this overlay on top so that you would see what's underneath his mouth. So I just got these templates. So let's preview it. If you feed them, so it looks clean, it looks nicer now because I've placed the drop zone, limited drop zone. So that's the correct answer. So how are you going, if you don't want to show this, how are you going to make it? If you don't want to show what's inside his mouth, you can do it also. Just put the text box. That would be your drop zone. I actually tend to put snap to center so that it wouldn't show on the side. So if I automatically place something inside, it would just go to the center. And then drag image. Then this is my image. Oops. I just want to cover this full thing, the drop zone. But before I cover it, I want to put an image. Draggable. Resize everything. Resize the food, which would go to our drop zone. Okay, I'm going to link it here, and then I'm going to cover it here. Let's try this out. Oops, but why doesn't it disappear? Because the order is wrong. So how are we going to do it? This is where your selectable list comes in. So this is what goes at the bottom. So this goes on top. This goes on the second layer. I want this to go on top. So what would I do? Click on Z order, then click front. So see, from here, from the second part, it moves in front. So when I go to preview, I can click on that one and it disappears. So that's for your feed me deck. Another bonus content for this one. Okay, how are we going to do this one with the magic trick? So later I'm going to show this one with caption pick, the magic one. So first, let's dissect what's underneath. 1, 2, I want to make it appear. 3, so I want the potion to appear there. So these are our correct answers. The pumpkin and the finger. So now let's try to make it. So again, you need your drop zone. Remove the text. Then this is your drop zone. Next, because it should go underneath, you need to put in the items that you would put on the cauldron. So I need to put the pumpkin gut, and then I need to make it draggable. And then it goes here, and then duplicate it, then replace it with another photo, which is the finger. Then just resize it. And then link it here. Oops. Link it on our drop zone. And then it's going to show you these options. So at least one, because you have 2 options here. You need to put in 2 items here. I want these items. So if you just want 1 item to be here, you can just leave it at least 1. But if you want both of these answers to be correct, so you can click exactly 1. So you just need 1 answer, either one of those 2, or I want exactly 2. I want both of these items to be correct. So next, I need to put in the cauldron, the bubbling cauldron. I need to make it draggable. Did I put snap to center? Snap to center so it would be clean. Oopsie. Just layer it on top. And then after that, I'm going to layer again another image. So I want so this is the product. This potion is the product. So I wanted to put it on top. I want it to make it appear on top. Okay. And then, so for me not to resize it anymore, I can just duplicate it. Oopsie. Okay. Oops, I can't duplicate it. So copy C and V, and just put it on top. And again, it's draggable. So let's see how it looks like. If you put only 1 answer, whoops, because you place in exactly 2. And if you remove it, if you drag it, it would show you the potion. So now, how did we make actually, these are two separate photos. So the magic wand are two separate photos. So this is where your caption pick comes in. And this is where your tab comes in. So how to make tabs and how to put things together on the Boom platform. For example, you want to put in two things together. And if you don't want to do it outside of Boom. So you just put caption pick on this one. Just remove everything. For example, we want to take this one, how to make tabs. So we need to do two things. First, we need a text. How to make tabs. Okay. So this is one. And then we need another image. Okay. Here. Okay. Where is my trophy image? So here. Okay. Resize it to be the size that you like. Okay. So how to do it? Click on the trophy and then highlight, make sure that these are both highlighted, Command C, and make sure that this caption pick is highlighted, then you put Control V. Then now it's where you can edit it out. Oopsie, it's too big. How to make tabs. Or I want it to be longer. Okay. So now I can make this draggable as well. When you click on the whole thing, and if you move it around, it makes you draggable. So you can put it here and then you make tabs. So again, how did I make the magic wand? It's just the same principle as this one. So you have caption pick, just delete this images, and then I'll drag the bonus content. So here, I need a wand. And then, oopsie, it's too big. Okay, here. I need a wand and I need another image. Just duplicate it. Then change it. Okay. So, again, just click both of those items, highlight your caption pick, and then put it here. Then you can organize it there inside. So you can make it bigger. You can actually rotate this one by clicking size and rotate. For example, I want it to tilt on the other side. Oops, other side. So there. And if you want the border to be gone, just click on the whole thing and then click on border, and then you will see here color. So I just want it to be transparent. Then apply it. Apply it, and then you can make it draggable. So here is how it would look like. So see, it moves as one thing. So again, we have covered all of these things. So we have covered, Flow Magic, Escape Room, Puzzle Reveal, Flashlight Games, Invisible Ink, and some bonus content. So that is it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you got something out of it. So there.
Thank you, Monica. That was amazing. I loved it from the beginning to the end. I love it. We had a lot of really good questions. We have been answering them throughout the webinar. We just have a couple that we wanted to be answered live. So here we have one that says, where do you put the questions for the students to answer and practice the content in the escape room? They find the key, but where are the questions? Thanks for all your help. Oh, you muted.
Yeah. All right. So for this one, I think I'm just going to share my screen again. So let's go here and let's go to, for example, let's do escape rooms again. So where do you put in the questions? So for example, I just want to do explore room type of question. So if you remember this one, you can put, for example, you can put the questions here. Like, for example, you can link this corkboard to the corkboard over here. Okay. And then you can type in, for example, your questions over there. Like, I'm just going to remove all of these things, right? So, for example, you can type in your question here, for example, to practice in. You can put in, for example, what is 1 plus 1? For example, just a math question, for example. And then you can also put your multiple choice, for example. So 2, for example, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then if they answer it correctly, they would have a clue, for example. So I'm just going to remove this one. Okay. So we can put an additional, an added layer here, for example. So this is where they would get the clue. If the answer is correct, they can get the clue and find the clue over here. For example, the code is boom cards. So how am I going to link from this one to this one? So you have here the correct answer. You can link it to the next card and then again put the conditional link. So let's go to our escape room over here. So again, the question is over here. So on the corkboard, what is 1 plus 1? If I answered 3, it doesn't move to the next card. 5? No. 2. Oh, the code is boom cards. Then I can go back here. So that is where I can put in the questions for you to practice in. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, we have one similar that it was, so you put your question as an additional text box in the box. You have the overlay in as the correct answer.
Again, sorry, I didn't get the question.
Yeah, we have Doreen Cruz saying, so you put your question as an additional text box. In the box you have overlaid in as the correct answer.
Yeah, you can put an additional text box, or you can just do it again. You can do your templates outside of Boom, or if you can do it on Boom, you can just put the text box over there and then just link it as the correct answer. You just click correct and then link it to the next card, wherein it would show you the clue, or it would show you something like a code or that, a letter or number.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So we have Karen asking, what is the learning objective of a flashlight deck?
Okay, so some of the learning objectives, if I am an SLP, I can use it, for example, for vocabulary, like find this one, and then I'm going to look at it. And then when I click on it, I can link it, for example, to another set of questions, like what is its function, or I can ask to describe it. So you can actually have different type. You can be creative in terms of what are you going to target with the flashlight game. It could also be just a simple, for example, for OTs, like visual perceptual skills, just find all the things, like find, you just look at the whole picture and just count how many, for example, how many candy canes do you find in the picture, and then just put, and then after you click next, then you just type in your number. For example, there are 7 that I saw in the other room. So those are some of the objectives that you can do with the flashlight game.
Perfect. And then we have, how do you make the flashlight piece transparent?
How do you like, what do you mean, how do you make the flashlight piece transparent? The one that the one that has the middle. Okay, so this one. Okay, flashlight game. So actually, I made this template. So I made it outside of Boom actually. So for you to make it transparent, wait, I'm just going to share my screen.
Perfect. I also want to say that we have a lot of boom sellers that have this flashlight image available on.
Yeah.
So you can go there and type flashlight image and you can find those in the boom store.
Yes. Actually, if you don't want to make your own flashlight, I'm just going to say that you can buy that. But if you want to make it on your own, again, this is 21 by 14. I made that. And then I just placed a flashlight. But I have I made the extra effort to go to an additional website or online website wherein I have to cut in this one. So you need to cut this one. So that's extra work. You need to cut this part for you to be able to make it transparent. So you need really to cut this one. So this is a cutout for just for you to be able to make it transparent. There's no other way for you to make it transparent than to cut delete this one. So if you don't want to make that effort, you can just go to the Boom store and then just find the flashlight template.
Yeah, it's easier that way and it will save you time.
Yeah.
So we have, I'm confused about how to make the flashlight overlay work.
What do you mean flashlight overlay? Is it in the invisible ink or is it in the flashlight game itself?
Yeah, I believe it's on the flashlight deck. I think it's like you make it draggable and then like you
Mm,
stretch that image so
yeah.
it will be on
So
top of everything.
okay. So how do you make it overlay? So again, just go to background flashlight game. Okay. So this is our bottommost part, and then drag your image overlay and then make it draggable, and then that's when you stretch it out. So stretch it out, really. Okay. So and then when you preview it, it's already transparent and it's already an overlay. So there.
Perfect. So we have one last question, and it is: can you please show us an example of one of your escape rooms decks, like you show us the puzzle and color progression decks? They just want.
Okay. They want to show. Okay. Maybe I can link it to my. Wait, I'm just going to open it from my Boom store. Okay. Home cards. All right. I'm just going to open another browser for this one. Okay. Okay. So escape rooms. Escape rooms. Okay. So let's try, for example, escape empathy. My very first escape room. So here. Okay. I'm just gonna show this one. Sorry. So here is an example of my escape room. So here you go through the rooms and then these are highlighted. You go to the other rooms and then here's the fire exit. That is where you will put in all of the things together and then you're going to enter that correct answer. So you go back. I need to explore this one. My idea here is that I have items here that have the question and then one locked item. For that locked item uh to open, I need to get all the clues first. I need to answer those, and then with that locked item, I can put that together to form a word over here. So, for example, for room number 1, I would explain what I mean. So I need to go to the corkboard, for example. And then, what would you do if your best friend did not make it to the basketball team? Comfort your friend. So that's clue number 3. I have here 3. Zoom out. And then, so that's clue number 2. So you have 3 and then 2. What would you say if they didn't make it? Oops, that's not the correct answer. Don't worry, I'm sure you make it. So I have 2 and 3. So I have 2 clues. And then, photocopier. How would you feel? So I would be disappointed. So I have 7, 2, and 3. So I have these locked items. So what's the answer? So I think 7, 2, 3. So T. You need to remember this one for you to be able to go out of the room. So I can go back here, then I can input T. So, but that's not the correct answer. I need to find the other clues. So I need to go back and then here explore this one again and then just find all the answers. So it would be quite long for me to finish it, but I don't remember actually the final code, but after you get all the clues from all the rooms, you would get and escape the whole room. So that is one example of the escape room that I did.
Yeah, like student will actually need to go and spend a little more time on that. And yeah, that is amazing. I love those type of decks. So those were like most of the questions to be answered live. So thank you, Monica, very much.
Thank you so much.
I just want to share really quick some of the amazing comments that we receive on the chat. We have, this is fascinating. I can't wait to use it all. So cool. Students will love it. You are so creative. These are amazing. You're doing a great job. The airport scene is amazing. So yeah, Monica, these are all questions for you. This is like a feedback. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you all who commented. So thank you very much. Oops. So that was tips and tricks of creating game style boom cards with Monica M, everybody. Today we learned how to create flow magic decks, escape room, invisible ink, flashlight, puzzle reveal, and more, as you saw. So we just want to say thank you everyone who joined us today. Please remember to fill out that feedback form for us. It will help us very much. If you need any more help, you can email us at help@boomlearning.com and we can answer all of your questions. You can also call us at the number you're seeing right now. And we have that customer service on the phone. So make sure to check on our November calendar. We have more webinars to come. And on January, we'll be having a series of selling boom cards. So make sure you stick out for those. And yeah, that will be it. We'll see you on the next webinars. Thank you again, Monica. You are amazing. Bye-bye, everybody.